So the first question, whoever wants to ask first, is why have you become a Pathfinder or a member of the Pathfinder Society?
Kind of, I don't know if you read the backstory. I kind of outlined it, but he's trying to restore.
Trying to what?
Restore his family's name.
Ah.
He's trying to restore his family's name.
Always a good choice to try to get some fame and infamy.
Very similar answer floating around my head earlier. Fame and glory, but exposure alone will often kill a man.
To see the world outside of a trading caravan.
Yeah, because you can only have so many wares if you have coin.
Exactly.
What about our little pharaoh guy over there, Cope? Why did Hazen become a Pathfinder? Oh, did we lose Cope?
To get enough money to build the pyramids.
I think we might have lost Cope. Okay, he's back. Cope, you missed the question I asked.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was bad timing. Right when Kenneth got here, I got called into the other room.
No worries. I was asking, why did your character become a member of the Pathfinder Society? To give you kind of the answers that other people, Miro, Michael's character, is looking to restore his family name. Umbra, Loki's character, wants to see life outside of a caravan. From what I could understand from Kenneth, it's all about the money and the bitches without the fame. So,
Rough Riders roll. His was to gain the knowledge of the secrets that the other members of the Pathfinders might already have.
Got it. And the only other question I have before we get underway is, what would your character's temperament be? Like their general tone of characterization. Are they like aggressive or friendly or off-putting?
Usually easygoing, even in the middle of a fight.
Laid back and chill.
Does mysterious count?
Yeah, that'll count.
All right, who's who again? Who's Umbra?
I'm Umbra.
Okay. Who's Miro?
That's Michael.
Miro. Yeah.
And Alex is Kenneth. Okay.
Who's Hazen?
I didn't know if you didn't know, but yeah.
From the outside looking in, Miro's probably pretty cool-headed, at least until, I'm playing a Blood Rager, so it would be exception that proves the rule.
But otherwise,
I'm not really interested in making small talk at all with anyone else. Never here for a reason,
And did everyone have time to go over their handouts?
Yep.
For our faction?
Yep.
Yeah.
Got it.
There's another handout that you got because of the faction you're in.
Oh.
Should be in
You
your
scroll
handouts.
up to the top, it should say handouts. Each faction has their own individual missions in addition to the main mission of the mission you're on. So give it a quick gander, and then we'll get underway with the narration.
Hazen's attitude is usually very amicable, but behind it, he's calculating.
Got it. This question is more to kind of get your head rolling of how you're going to play your character and stuff, being a one-off and everything.
Yep.
So we begin in the city of Absalom. Your boots squash with fetid water as you plod through the puddles. A thick fog hangs in the air, seeming to almost caress the flesh with an unnatural chill as you stand outside the soggy Piper. in a foot and a half of brackish brine. You try to recall what was so damned important to demand your presence in the half-flooded slum during Absalom's rainy season. You remember hours ago meeting the venture captain Adriel Hemstram at the lodge. Adriel is a bear of a man with only few teeth remaining in his head. He motions you into the meeting hall with a casual wave of his grizzled hand. The human captain outweighs most of Absalom's half-orcs, and although a beefy layer of blubber coats his frame, those of you who might have tangled with him in the lodge's sparring ring know that beneath this thin veneer of fat lies nothing but solid, steely sinew. Adriel's wild beard wags to the ponderous shake of his massive head as he examines a scrap of ancient parchment on the table before him. Raising his eyes to greet you, he speaks. "Come in, friends, and thank you for answering my summons so swiftly. The Society is in need, and an old and quite penniless historian, a bespectacled wag-beard of a man named by the name of Yargos Gill, has recently made a discovery in an old archive that we had great interest in obtaining. An ancient codebook left behind in the wake of one of Taldor's many failed attempts at an invasion. This several hundred-year-old text would prove to be an excellent addition to our collection and must be preserved." Yargos makes his home in the puddles. And he, those of you who have been here long enough, you would know Absalom's poorest district is known as the Puddles. It suffers from a well-known reputation of being a haven for lowlifes. And an earthquake 10 years ago caused part of the Puddles to now rest below sea level, resulting in frequent and untimely flooding. Those who can afford not to live there just don't. The district itself is known for a stomping ground of pimps, harlots, addicts, knifers, and hordes of unseemly derelicts. He goes on to explain. It's never been it's never been a kind place, but recent reports reveal some new nameless terror in her waterlogged streets. Several persons claim to have seen a cloaked skeletal-like figure marching through an unnatural fog. It is ill tidings. Tracking down Yargos is now priority, lest some yellow-toothed thug cut him down or one of these strange wraiths carry him beyond the pale. I ask you to find him, fellow Pathfinders, and find the code book. Your exploits will be recorded in the chronicles if you succeed. Your memory of this meeting as he ushered you away fades as now the fresh deluge of cold seawater rounds a bend in the lane and assaults your knees. You shiver, but after searching for Yargos and his favorite eatery known as the Soggy Piper, you learned you just missed him. According to the Piper's staff, a gang of dangerous young tattooed toughs arrived ahead of you. They grabbed Yargos and several of his friends from their diner or their dinner table and dragged them to a nearby cliff at the edge of the Puddle District. The watch was called, but they, as you would expect, will arrive far too late, as they often do in the puddles, when they bother to venture there at all. It is early in the evening on the first wheel day of the month of Desnus. An old man is about to face some awful fate at the sea cliff known as the Torsten's Maw, and you are no closer to finding the codebook Adriel sent you for.
Okay. Well, sounded like they were at the top of a cliff, so.
Yeah. Unless you had anything you wanted to say to each other or not, you guys could just make your way quickly there.
Other than a comment of, wow, no wonder the old grizzly didn't have much time first. You gotta get out there.
Things definitely seem to be moving fast.
Okay. So you slog your way through the soggy wetness of like knee and ankle deep waters, making your way to again the sea cliff known as Torsten's Maw. As you approach the rocky outcropping, you see 6 brash young toughs covered in tattoos of vicious snarling dogs are prodding 4 terrified older men towards the edge of the cliff into the sea. The prisoners are shackled together in a line of heavy chains, which you can imagine is going to surely drag them to the seafloor in short order. Should they tumble off the cliff's edge into the churning waters below. And I will actually take you to the first map.
Mm-hmm.
As this gets, like I said, this gets underway fast. I move.
Oh no, he's already fallen.
Yeah, I put them in the wrong spot. And yeah, you see the and I accidentally deleted another thing, so here you go. 6. It'll be here. You see the old men in the far north area. The group of men notice you as you approach. We're gonna go ahead and jump into an initiative order. And then let's see, I'll put on some combat music of some kind. Good enough. And yeah, as you approach, Hazen, you're the first to start us off. You see, before combat starts, as they take notice of you, the one to the far north that's right next to the older men is already turning to immediately begin to try to push the group of men away into the waters. Though it is not their turn; they haven't acted yet. So,
Why don't you pick on someone your own size? Up here and pull out her holding his stone bow. Take a shot. Come on.
Well, this would be a great map for somebody that expertise is in bull rush.
right.
Yeah.
Which one are you targeting?
The guy closest to the old man.
As you load in one of these sling bullets into your stone bow and you fire, it sails through the air and smacks him across the temple. You see blood already trickling down his face. He's not down, but he's hurt.
He will drop his bow and draw his rapier.
Do you have quick draw?
I do not.
Then I don't think you could do that because you fired and you had to drop your weapon. You already moved.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
So many different systems.
It's all good. That's why.
I think it's a move action unless you have quick draw to switch out weapons.
Yeah.
Can't be part of a move action.
It can be part of a move action to pull it out as you move, but since you fired,
So as he moved up, he pulled his stone bow off his shoulder and shot with it, and now he's just dropped it, and he will parry whatever's coming in
okay.
with his hands.
Next up is Alex.
All right, well, shield in one hand, quick draw the long sword, and charge. We'll probably get an attack of opportunity on me from the one, but...
Unfortunately not, because they are flat-footed until the start of their turn, as per the rules of Pathfinder.
Yeah, so I think it's +2 attack to this.
And then -2 to your AC, I believe.
So 16 for 9.
16 would hit, and you just slice this guy right across the neck as he just begins to gurgle and fall to the ground.
Sorry, gentlemen, I need these people alive and a little surly from having my boots get soggy.
Wow, that was very American. You got my boots dirty, now you all die.
He is a Taldorian operative. Or an Andoran operative, sorry.
Yep.
Which is, we've established, according to Lucilla's Fantasy America. So
Fantasy America.
Next up is Umbra.
Umbra will shift over here and then look at this guy and say, "It's mighty perilous close to that cliff. Why don't you come over here?" And use command him to approach.
This one right here?
Yep.
And that's a will save, correct?
Yes.
I imagine 7 will fail, so on his turn he will make his way towards you.
Mm-hmm.
What is Umbra?
Tabaxi Oracle. Or not Tabaxi, Catfolk.
Nice.
Pathfinder.
More or less a Tabaxi. It's just
pretty much.
Different system again.
Yeah.
I think Tabaxi are small size, though.
No, they're not. Tabaxi are normal size.
You do have a plan for that one, right? Talking to Umbra and one.
He's going to be making his way here. I'm sure he'll open himself up in the process. And basically, as he moves to me, he will provoke attacks of opportunity. So,
Gotcha. All right. I will come up to this guy and power attack.
the one I commanded.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's what I was asking. I was asking what your plan was.
To have him approach and basically provoke attacks of opportunity along the way.
Yeah, I guess if he... Oh, yeah, it's their next turn. So actually, I would have just gone the 30 feet
Yeah, that's cool with me.
up here to get this guy, and then I'll power attack him. And I do have... Right. Yep. I do have Furious Focus.
Nice. Always.
So
That's one of my favorite early level feats.
So you do not take the penalties for the power attack. So that'll just be a +2 to damage, right?
Oh yeah. Oof, Jesus. Even without the power attack, you run forward and you bring your bastard sword down, and it hits his shoulder and it travels through past his rib cage right into the middle of his torso as you just stick your boot into his stomach and push him off of it. That one is dead. Like, as soon as this, like, two of them are down within an instant, they're like, shit, Frank, Charles, get that one, we'll get these ones. And like, these two run up to here, and this one runs over to Miro as the other one begins to walk towards Umbra. And they're like, what? Jeff, what the fuck are you doing?
I like the very normal name.
And he just
That
makes
will
his
provoke
way
an
towards you.
attack.
That will provoke an attack from Miro.
And Hazen.
No, Hazen doesn't have a weapon prepared.
Can you
Oh.
can you power attack attacks of opportunity?
I'll say yeah, especially since you powered attacks for the This one won't be affected by your Furious Focus, however.
Okay, so it will take the -1?
Yeah.
Okay, let me just... One there.
That still hits, and you just cleave that one's head off before you can even get more than a step.
With that, Hazen looks back at Umbra and a little nod of the head. Very well played.
I'm a tricksy one.
The two surrounding Alex are going to both swing out with their spike gauntlets, which are more or less brass knuckles. And even with flanking, those do nothing.
Oh,
And the other one is going to swing away at Miro for
Yes.
a 13. Yeah, as they just flail feebly against you. It is back to Hazen's turn.
All right, I'm going to cast Fireball at these four guys at the far north that look different.
Too bad you don't have that at this level.
No. All right, I did that wrong.
Also, I think the measurements are Pathfinder. Okay, just double checking.
I could have gotten there. I think I just did it wrong. Where was I here? 30?
That will provoke, however.
Okay.
And he will take it. Will miss it with an 11.
All right, and so I get sneak attack, right?
Yes. Because you are flanking with your pal Miro there. Yeah. As you run around to him, you just strike with the and you just see it, Miro. You see the rapier poking out the other side, and this one also drops down.
Careful, don't let it poke you.
Alex, you are
Well,
quote unquote surrounded.
how horrible for them.
Nice.
Well, dodging around their little attacks, I'll slip up here and take this buff off and attack the one to the south. 12 for 6.
That will actually miss.
Yep.
Eventually, somebody had to miss.
No, you don't. You just leave all the bad rolls to me. Umbra.
Umbra will walk up, seeing that things are a little bit more clear, and kind of focus his gaze on this one as kind of a bunch of haunted, specter images kind of fill his vision, and I'm going to cast Cause Fear. That will be a will save. I think that is successful.
I think so at this level. Is it a first level or a cantrip?
First level.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a success. So he's just shaken for 1 round then.
Gotcha.
And that'll be my turn.
Gotcha. Remind me when it gets to his turn, if he's still alive, what shaken does.
It's just -2 to attack rolls and
Gotcha.
I think even damage.
Run up there with flanking and imagine you're going to make him to shreds. Oh, yeah.
If you unmute.
Even without unmuting.
No. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I said that's the hope.
Yeah, he's still mid-swing, like pulling back from trying to strike Alex with his brass knuckles, and you just cleave upward with your bastard sword and just lop off his arm as he just like screams, and the blood just causes him to lose focus and pass out and die. This guy is going to full retreat to here as fast as he can go.
Oh, did he provoke?
No,
He
it's
would-
a full
yeah,
retreat.
He would have withdrawn. Let me go back and I'll do it. He would be
you
don't
don't
he would
have
be
to.
actively
If you're
trying.
going to bypass him on purpose,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah, he would be actively trying to avoid all y'all. So yeah, technically he'd be here.
Yeah.
He's not safe.
No, he's not.
He's just gonna tie tied.
All right. Charge him.
If you're gonna run, you're gonna die tied.
So charge gives a +2 to attack.
Yes, and a -2 to AC. I don't think that'll matter though in this case. You strike through, and you're able to strike right in the side of him, and the bloodletting just immediately drops him. He seems to be dying, but not dead.
We may be able to save this one if we're so inclined and get some questions out of him.
Umbra will, on his turn, or when he gets a chance, will cast Stabilize on him to do exactly that.
Yep, easy enough to do. As you see the 4 men are just like, oh god, thank you so much. You see one of them, the more wide of the group, you mind if you can get some of these off of us? I don't think we're able to exactly move around with these shackles on us.
Hey, if any of them had a key, as he waves the gentleman onto the not edge part of this cliff.
Yeah, I'm sure one of them did. I didn't see exactly which one, but I mean, you did away with them all pretty soundly. I imagine it's the one that was here. That kind of points to the body that was poking them off the edge.
Mm-hmm.
Search the bodies for the keys, and we can use the shackles on the one that managed to survive.
Yeah, Hazen's already searching this one. He turns around. No keys here.
I saw there were the bodies here.
Yeah, it would have been the body up here. Easily grab the key. In terms of what they have on them, looking over, like as you look over the bodies, you see just the brass knuckles. You see a sap, a crossbow. Yes, can you roll me a perception? So everyone go ahead and roll me a perception because you were searching for the keys. Perception 2. Hazen, you notice as you're searching through the keys, you notice that the tattoos they have on their arms are actually animating of like dogs barking.
The tattoos are moving.
In particular, yours is moving. The other ones, like if you were to mention it, are beginning to slow down. Probably something to do with the fact that they're all dead.
It must have cost a pretty penny. Here's the keys.
Well, that's a fun magic trick.
All right, gentlemen. As fun as it was to save you all, we did come here looking for a Mr. Gill. Yargos? Any of you?
And he's like, yes, that's me. And you see the gentleman in the back here. Like, my name is Yargos. This is Tashin, Ilman, and Samchar. So I imagine you don't have anything to do with them. Like he looks at gentlemen. I'm very sorry you got thrown in with this with me, but I think I have business with these men here, if you don't mind. And like, you don't have to tell us twice if you don't want to get practically thrown off another ledge. See ya, Gil. And then they all just walk away.
Well, I'm glad to hear this wasn't a complete waste of time.
Yes, I cannot thank you enough. They call themselves Warhounders. Just a gang of thugs, led by some bastard named Nessien. They decided to do away with me.
Why was
They
that?
caught you stealing?
No. I found a book recently, and I started piecing things together over an event known as the Silent Tide. And he begins to talk about the entire situation of what he uncovered.
That seems to be why we had to come after you as well. Though at least our side doesn't want you dead.
Yeah. He begins to talk at length about this whole event that happened 800 years ago, as the Taldoran people were trying to overrun Absalom. And they had a plan known as Silent Tide, where they were going to infiltrate the town with the Black Echelon, a secret group of assassins, essentially. They were going to destroy the city's bell towers and poison the grain supply. But the signal lights that were supposed to initiate the whole event never were signaled. And he uncovered this book that has a code book detailing the entire thing. As he talked about how, as a lark, he decided to replicate some of these signals. But then he watched in horror as these undead began to rise in the area he had signaled, and begin to make way towards completing the event that they were trying to begin all those hundreds of years ago. He tried to alert the city and avert disaster, but before he could, and he like spits on the ground. He's like, "That goddamn Nessien took the code book. He plans to use the undead operatives to take advantage of the sabotage and loot the city. He knows the lantern signals to do everything, and then he knows the codes to abort when everything is done, and he's got his riches. We need to get this code book back."
So it sounds to me like you played with fire and got burned.
Yes,
well, we've got to keep it from spreading.
Yes, please. I suggest if we're looking for Nessien, I know of a man named Grandmaster Torch. He's not the most legal of men, but he's an information broker that's very, as close as you can get to honorable, I suppose. I mean, unless anyone else has plans to find this man, I don't know where he is.
Man who makes money off of knowing things is probably the best spot if we have the money.
Well, let's search these bodies and see if they have anything on them.
Don't think you mentioned any coinage, but
Well, yeah. Looking through the bodies, defeating them all, you each get 53 gold pieces.
yeah.
These were some loaded thugs.
Yeah.
Assassins tend to be paid well.
Yeah, they a lot of it's in like coinage of like gold coins and stuff, but there are some small gems intermixed, which makes up the bulk of the value of what they have on them. It's not all in coinage, but it's essentially worth the same amount.
Well, I don't know what Absalom's laws or edicts are for uncovering lost artifacts and unleashing them upon the city, if there are any.
On the way back, I'll try to talk to the guy, small talk alone, and then pass him the message that the Eagle Knights offer him aid.
Yeah, he takes a look at it for a moment and is like, yeah, he kind of whispers down like, I thank you for bringing this to my attention, and make sure that you let those that know I appreciate everything you've already done for me, and I hope I can help everybody in the future better than I've done so far. I'm not exactly have the best track record right now, but I will do better.
It's always good to have a place to keep your head down, at least.
Do you know anything about these tattoos?
And he like looks over at they're a mark of the gang, the
Warhound.
The Warhound does. It's a special tattoo that again just has a short scene that repeats on the arm. It's generally the ones that you see on these thugs and the like are dogs barking to match the Warhounders. The Nessien leads. He's never without his trusty hound that he calls by the name of Marrow Chomper.
Blunt name.
Yes.
For what I assume is a blunt man.
Wonder how he got it.
Well, the dog. The guy named the dog. Nessien, though, sounds like an alias, but...
Does that mean anything in Abyssal?
What, Nessien?
Mm-hmm.
It's a region, I
Oh,
think.
never mind. I don't have Abyssal anymore. I forgot I changed. I don't have linguistics.
Which, by the way,
I've heard of it
if
before.
you guys didn't remember, with the you guys should have an extra 2 skill points for your classes, because I'm still operating on the house rules.
Mhm.
Yep.
So just
Oh,
that
let me have those real quick.
Yeah. As no one else really seems to be adverse to the idea or anything, you make your way towards the direction Yargos is guiding you towards what is known as Grandmaster Torch, the information broker. As you make your way back down through the puddles, slogging through the water once again, another chill kind of goes down your spine as these fall waters kind of chill you. But you kept pressing on. If I could have everyone roll me a perception check.
All right.
Nope.
Miro and Hazen, you notice as you're leaving, you see towards the north in a distant building, a little bit deeper in the puddles region of the city, a red light flashing in a distinctive pattern.
Think that might be one of our candles, boys.
When you acknowledge that, and you see Yargos look up, he's like, no, Nessien, he's signaling the echelon, the undead. 6 flashes of red. He's like, I remember the signal. By the god, that's the granary. He sent the monsters to poison the granary. He's like, come on, I don't know how but we got to stop them. We're the only ones that know what's happening. And he, like, even before you guys can start moving, he takes off running in a panic.
Right on its heels.
I hope he's running toward the granary.
Yes.
Yep.
Those of you who can keep up with him, which is pretty much everybody because he is slow fuck.
Oh yeah, I have fast movement, so I'm even faster.
He talked about how they plan to lace the city's reserve grain supply with a foul and forgotten poison known as gut wither. In the event of a siege, Absalom would be left without his granary, and the city could face threat of mass starvation in the coming months if this backup grain were to be infested with this poison.
Can't have that. This place is miserable enough as it is.
I'd find that funny if I wasn't so worried, as he just takes off running with you.
You make it or we don't. Worry's not going to help.
You approach the streets on the way to the granary as you begin to have an eerie cold fog that is suddenly beginning to descend on the streets and alleyways. When you arrive at this massive granary, you already find that outside you see 3 propped up bodies against the wall of the doorway. Those that were there to protect the granary have already been killed, as I will take you to another map.
So they're inside?
You can assume so, yes.
Alright. Cool.
Can't
Do
see
we want to
shit,
go into
Captain.
initiative order right now, or do we want to wait until combat?
I'll bring it up into initiative order in 1 second. Can everyone see?
Yep.
Okay. So going into initiative order, Hazen, you're up first as you see the doorway itself has been shut, but it's like unlatched and it's kind of just hanging creakily on the hinges of it.
All right, and this is a building in front of us.
Yes.
All right, he's gonna swing open the door.
You swing open the door. Inside, you see this massive granary. You see just in the inside, the floor is covered in a sea of grain.
Are these not double doors? Could he not push both of them open?
You can open both of them if he wishes.
Yeah, if I kicked him
There you
open.
go.
Right.
You can just see inside the slightly hinged doors to the northeast. You see the piles of grain, just stacked high, just in almost haphazard from the way it looks, but
Yep.
you can kind of, let me actually see what your vision is real quick. Yeah, you can make out a figure above you, I believe. Oh no,
I think
that's a
I've got
wall.
him. All right, 15, 20, 25. There. Oh. Oh, well, stay there then.
Yeah, he actually would have been right here, but yeah, you saw him anyway. But that was a wall that he was technically there.
And take a shot at him. Because he
Yeah,
doesn't.
that'll be your surprise round, and then while you're doing that, I'll go ahead and roll the initiative for these things.
All right. So does he get sneak attack on that?
Yeah. What's the range on this? Because
No, he's
no.
at like 50.
And you rolled a natural 1 anyway, so
Yeah.
as you
I
see,
think they would
swing
be
wide.
flat-footed, but I don't think they would.
Yeah, it's the range thing with ranged sneak attacks.
Oh yeah, range sneak attacks.
But yeah, as you fire, you aim for like the middle of the body, and you see the bullet kind of hit where you think it would do maximum damage, as the cloak that it's wearing kind of enshrouds it slightly.
We have specters.
As you see that as it turns, this skeletal humanoid wearing how did they describe it?
A bathrobe.
What looks like it was originally like hooded robes, and like black clothing has been rotted away, leaving only the remnants of the cloak. And initiative order descending.
Zombie ninjas? Oh my god.
Ring wraiths. Crop wraiths.
Well, if they're surprised, I still think we would be going on to Umbra's turn.
Yeah, I'll allow that. Just remember, move or an action during a surprise round.
All right. Yeah, I'll move. Okay, that's my full 30.
Gotcha. Mira.
30. I cannot see it. Are they beyond these doors, Hazen?
Yes, right up there. I saw two of them. A good 50 feet out.
Well, since we don't have an action,
You can, as your movement, push open the door at least if you wanted.
yeah, I would use it to push open these doors, or at least one of them if I can. Okay, I see them. All right. Well, that's pretty much all I can do. I wave my bastard sword at them angrily.
I gesture in a profane manner.
1 second. Alex's turn.
Alex, there's dead ahead through these doors.
20. It's my first move action. Double move. Draw a sword and let's go.
Is Alex in heavy armor?
Medium, but that still slows you down.
Big armor. What is he?
A fighter.
No, I mean race.
Human.
Okay.
Okay. On these things' turn, you see the one you can visibly see. Just open, like he kind of like opens his arms, and the cloak kind of billows out as you see fog begin to roll out from underneath it. As a 30-foot radius.
Yeah, Miro's technically just a human too, but his sorcerer powers make him look kind of funky.
That is the bad aura color.
So wait a minute. We have a party that's 3/4 human.
Well, it depends how much you want to factor in the infernal bloodline.
I mean,
Yeah.
usually we have like the most bizarre races.
But the race on my sheet is human.
Don't like the look of that.
Yeah, so as the cloak billows out, you see this fog enshroud a 30-foot radius around this creature as it obscures your vision. It is essentially a fog cloud spell.
So while I don't like the look of it, it isn't going to kill us.
Yeah, I just chose that color to make it more visible.
Yeah, no. But billowing skeleton robe is not something you would tend to want to breathe in anyway.
And that's all they're going to do right now, I think. Hazen.
Also, we know they're trying to poison the grain, and now they're spreading a cloud everywhere.
Hazen is going
Hey,
to...
now, this isn't cope. They're not going to spread their spores and try to impregnate it.
Hazen, it's a smoke screen, but we don't have time to wait for it to go away.
Well, that's not always got to be about, just spreading the love. All right, he's going to double move. Double move in Pathfinder. All right.
Okay. Yep. Hazen, now that you're the first one that's really gotten heavily into these areas, you do notice a couple things about the area. The areas you're in are essentially grain silos. There are you're gonna have to probably back up. Well, no, you made a pretty clear path. any of the tiles with grain on them are considered difficult terrain. But the way you went, you pretty much just went right in through the tile, so I'm not going to worry about you.
Good.
So yeah, anything with the grain in it is considered difficult terrain, but you can make a strength check to try to just go through it as normal terrain, as you're basically trying to brute force your way through piles of grain.
Just leaving this shit on the floor. I guess the rats are happy at least.
And then you do notice that the ceilings being 10 foot high, you see have hatches on top of them that are flow hatches that are meant to have the grain flow down from the above silos into the floor here. Whether it to be filling barrels or this is just like the overflow that it couldn't fit after they filled them to the brim. You're not quite sure. But that's basically the gist of what you can see, other than just looks like grain everywhere. And then it'll be Umbra's turn.
Umbra, can you do anything about the smoke screen they just put up?
I can try to do something about them. And he'll walk up into the smoke cloud.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll use his revelation. What was it called? Undead Servitude. Basically, use Command Undead channel ability. So they each need to give me a will save.
Okay, is this the bones?
And we win.
Yeah. Bones, Revelation, Undead Servitude.
Again, you can channel negative energy a number of times equal to 3 plus your charisma modifier. Dead. So they're all wisdom saves, or will saves, you said?
Yes.
And this is considered a channel effect, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so it'll be +2 to these rolls.
Okay. The DC is 18.
And it's a radius of 30 feet, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Looks like the elephant.
Oh, yeah, you go.
So he would kind of walk up and just start speaking in Necro, just kind of coaxing them under his will.
So you can control a total number of undead that total hit dice do not exceed your level.
Ah, damn. How many hit dice are they each?
They're
They
one.
are 2 each, so you can control one of them.
Okay. I'll control the closest. Yeah, I'll go with this one.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the one putting out the smoke.
I was gonna say that
Yeah.
seems really broken for a second level ability. Like,
Right.
oh, okay, it's based on your total levels and their total hit die. Got it.
Yeah.
If you have control of them, can you make them take down the smoke screen?
Yes. I have complete command of 1.
Put this on there to mark it.
Yeah, 2nd level character effectively gain a 7th level spell.
Who would ever do that?
Panhammer.
And that's your turn, right?
Yes. Move and action.
I imagine you command it to drop the smoke.
Yeah, drop the smoke and attack his buddies.
Okay. Mira.
He would yell out to Hazen that the smoke screen is down. Or will be down, right? Because it's not down until its turn, right?
Yep, the way up here is blocked by grain.
And he will. Through some arrows.
Oh, that says up to 2 HD per level of undead creatures. So I could get 2 of them under my control.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
2
It
hit
says
die.
you can control any number of undead so long as their total hit die do not exceed your cleric level, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Under command undead.
Okay, because control undead says up to 2 HD per level of undead creatures.
Yeah, it
okay.
says you gain command undead as a bonus feat.
I gotcha. Okay, so yeah, just the one then.
Yeah. I went to the bones thing, and then I went to the feat that it gives you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay,
I swore I read that right.
yeah.
Coming up here, can I hit this guy?
Yeah. I'll give him probably a +2 to his AC because he's around the corner and you're swinging your giant bastard sword.
It's okay. I'm gonna power attack anyways and hit through this wall.
With your damage, you're probably going to cleave right through the wall.
I hope. Okay, +2 damage. Yoink.
That, even with the +2 to his AC, will hit, and it will dissipate that one.
What happens when these things die?
As you hit it, you strike through the cloak, and you see its bones that are almost ethereal in essence, shatter under your blade, as all that seems to be left is the robe and the skull itself, as well as its what looks like to be like a broken scimitar, kind of clatter to the ground.
All right.
Alex,
Did you say the bones were still intact?
what was that?
Did you say the bones were still intact?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That's my turn. So.
Sounds like Kent's moving that way.
Yep, 40-foot movement, and you guys have apparently got that under wraps. We got stairs everywhere over here.
They all look like they lead up to the actual silos themselves. And then it is these things here. And this one will drop its fog cloud. As soon as Roll20 will load for me. There we go. And let me see. I'm making sure that's what action that is. It is a full round action to end it and begin it. So
Okay.
that is its turn, but is no longer effectively causing the fog cloud condition. This one is going to go up to Miro and make a swing with its rusty scimitar. 17 to hit for 6 damage. As Umbra, you're the first one to see this one as it comes out from underneath the grain. Going to move to here, and I need to have it roll a dexterity check because it's trying to jump up. Will make it as it jumps up and hits the latch on this hatch above you. As I need you to, make a reflex save. 16. You manage to jump to the side. You can choose whichever tile adjacent to you wish to jump to. As the hatch opens up and a pouring out of grain falls into that space.
Clever, but not swift enough.
Yep. And then, Alex, you also are witnessing the same thing. Is this going to attempt the same thing on you?
Blight is in the grain.
Although this one's not able to get up high enough to hit the latch. So you notice what it's trying to do, and it just doesn't have quite the updraft as the other one does. But that is all of their turns. Hazen.
All right, Hazen's gonna drop his crossbow and pull his rapier as he moves up here to. Actually, he's not gonna move that way. He's gonna be clever about it. Oh, you said the grain's difficult terrain?
Yes. Unless you want to make a strength check each tile to try to move through it as a normal movement.
30, so no, he will not be doing that. He will just pop right over. And stabby stab. He's going to rape this white.
That will hit it, and that will, as you stab through it, it's whatever is holding its spiritual essence together, it just drops it.
Does it drop anything?
You see it does what the similar to the other one does, where its cloak, its bones, and its scimitar just kind of rattle for a moment and then just collapse into a heap on it.
Yeah.
Umbra.
Well, since he's already got a buddy up close, he's going to attack with his claws.
Snicker snack. You get attack. Okay, so this one, you swipe at it twice, and you don't seem to be able to get through any damage into its body.
Mm.
Actually, in fact, that one over there is not dead, but it is.
It is what?
Sorry, the
The
one
one
that
that we
Hasten
killed.
attacked.
Came back.
Mhm.
It still looks very grievously wounded, like you got through most of it. I just looked at the health and I'm like, oh wait, it's technically not dead.
I don't know if it makes a difference, but those damage each are going to be one higher because of the trait I took that is, was it Undead Crusader, +1 damage versus Undead.
Okay, so the first one does do a little bit of damage.
Okay. And then he'll command this one to basically attack the one directly in front of him.
Gotcha. Mira.
All right, going to take a step back and attack with flanking at this guy. Power attack. Very fun, very fun.
Oh yeah. Even with any DR it has, you just destroy this one.
So yeah, he takes that step back, swings his sword back, and then repositions himself to face the one in
Thank
front of
you.
him. I'm gonna need you if they put up another smoke screen.
I shall do what I can.
Well, they try and bury me, lay you mine. And now go ahead and attack.
That one will miss.
Oh wait, I hit the wrong one. That would actually be 2 higher. Because the buff would not be a malice.
Still miss.
Okay.
Okay, the Skelly Men. This one, I'll get the one out of the way that Umbra's controlling.
Mm.
Is going to just attack the one next to it. It's going to use both of its claws. Both will miss. This one's going to 5 foot over here. And is going to attack with a claw and its scimitar. Scimitar will miss. Claw will hit with a crit confirm for another 6 points of damage. As it's like just clawed hand just reaches out and like the skeletal arm just cold to the touch as it rakes across you.
Who was that on?
Miro.
Miro.
Yeah, Miro.
And
And the
then
other,
and then the one on Hazen is going to attempt the same 2 attacks. So scimitar will miss. Claw, I believe, will hit. So for you take 3 points of damage as this one does the same to you as it just tries to rip at your throat, but you manage to avoid it, but it catches you in the shoulder. And it is then your turn.
And he will return the favor.
Does not confirm, but even with the 6, you are able to finish this one off this time.
Yeah, I said he was mine.
Oh, there's no use in bickering now. No use in crying over dead spirits or spilled milk.
Dead spirits is much worse than spilled milk. Waste of good alcohol.
Also, I would like to say, Michael, you called it on not making a character that does all cold damage.
Yeah, that I had a feeling. I was
with a name like Silent Tide.
Yeah, first adventure. I feel
Umbra,
like
you're
undead is the obvious choice.
How hurt is Miro looking?
Miro, he is bloodied. He looks about 8 out of 23.
Okay. Umbra would step up and place his hand, just kind of press his palm against Miro's back and cast Cure Light Wounds.
I gotta say, I don't like a creepy healer.
You played one for how long?
No,
Yeah.
he played a
Creepy.
rapey healer.
Not a rape.
Change the letters around a little bit. Okay, yeah, you go up and some chilling healing light touches Miro and heals up some of the wounds. As it is now your turn.
I will hopefully now strike this last one down. It's not flanking, so let me get rid of that bonus.
Oh yeah. You just pop all of these things.
I don't think I've taken a swing and not killed something yet.
Well, you missed one time.
Oh, yeah, you're
But
right.
anything you've collided with, you have destroyed. And
That's
that is
also
essentially-
because you did this thing where you put strength as the bonus, didn't you? Melee plus strength. It auto adds strength into melee.
Oh yeah, so you're adding extra strength.
Not that you
why would it
missed
do
with
that?
But
Because it auto adds in melee unless you change melee to go off of a different thing. So when you do plus, you don't have to put anything. Either way.
So was
Even
it
without
adding my
those-
strength bonus twice?
Yeah, because
Yes.
roll it now without adding the strength to the...
assuming you're full BAB, so you should have
Yeah, let
plus
me-
2. And you're getting plus 6
okay.
off of the melee.
Damage is strength two-handed. No, it's doing it right.
Did you take it off now?
Yeah.
You took it off now. But that 31 has 6
to
melee
hit.
plus 4 strength. Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were looking at the damage. I'm like, the damage?
No, damage you gotta put in the stat.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that seems really dumb to me, but
It's because the default for melee is strength and the default for ranged is dexterity. And there's some things that let you add a stat in without taking
so
it
if I
off.
set this to dex, will it do my strength and then my dex?
Yep.
Then what's even the
if
point
you
of
need
this?
it to
I don't know
be-
anything in the game that would let you.
There's a lot of feats that say, in addition to your strength, you can also use like your intelligence or your wisdom
Mhm.
for certain
That's all right,
abilities.
Michael. In the other Pathfinder game, I had it messed up too. It's not like any of the other sheets we use. It
Like I know,
tries to add things for you, but
Add
That
a
explains
thought.
why my rolls were so good.
Add a thought. I do know that like there's like a star knife feat that like after you have a certain amount of times you can add like your wisdom modifier to damage rolls or to attack rolls or something.
Granted, the only one I think I would have missed because of that is this one next to the wall.
It's all good.
it's a one shot. We're supposed to splat them all.
Mhm.
Yeah, for the Skull and Shackles game, for my waterbending bard, I'm taking the divine fighting technique that allows me to add my charisma to attack and damage, or use my charisma for my attack and damage with the star knife.
I thought that was just a set. What stat you were using? Okay.
Nope. You actually have to go to like the settings on your page, and you can change melee to go off of a different stat if you want. It's a thing.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I did it because I'm using finesse, so like my melee goes off of
All right. Well,
dexterity.
it's fixed now. So
It's all good.
And we appear to have succeeded as the
As the
Initiative
one
check.
that's left seems to be controlled by somebody.
I guess we got to check the grain for more of those blights.
How much of a control do you have over this one?
Complete control for a few more minutes.
Yeah, you might as well put it down then.
Yeah.
So start kicking through the grain on the floor.
Do
See
we
if
want to
there's any
ask if it knows anything about where, who sent them is?
If you can do that.
I don't know how intelligent these things are.
Doesn't hurt to ask. So he would ask who sent them.
When you ask that, it opens its mouth like it was about to talk, and then you just hear a clattering of bones clicking together as it is a skull. It doesn't seem to have any magical means of communication.
Can't even speak in Necrol?
Nope.
Well, that's going to get us nowhere. Feel free to finish it off.
Then I'm going to cleave this thing's head off.
Yep. It is considered helpless right now because it's flat-footed and all that. You're good.
And then I will go up to the skull as it bounces up off the floor, pick it up, and throw that in my bag.
Looking over, it seems like when you first moved in, the room itself that they were in, you see a small metal chest with a bunch of vials inside.
This may be the toxin.
It could be a healing
We need to
potion.
I ain't the guy to ask. All I know is if they brought it here, it ain't any good.
Can we?
Are we able to move
Anybody
around, or
detect
are we
them?
are we in explore mode?
You're not in explore mode. You can move around now.
Okay.
Hazen and Alex, what do you guys look like? Are you guys handle yourselves well? Or are you guys injured?
Yeah, I'm good. I don't think they managed to get a hold of us at all.
All right.
Yeah, I'm fine. And Hazen would go over to the chest, see how heavy it is.
It's. I'm trying to think of how to really describe it, but let's see. They say it's a small chest that contains 12 vials.
So a tiny little lockbox.
Yeah, it's a lock. It's metal, so it's a little heavy. So you might have trouble carrying the entire thing just around with you. But it's not heavy enough to stop you from doing that.
He'd pick it up for now. With the 12 vials, if he took the time to, he's got a giant thing of canvas. If he could rip it up into smaller strips, could he wrap up each vial and put them safely in his backpack?
I'll allow that, yeah.
All right, he's going to take some time to do that. Fellas, scout about for a moment, but this stuff needs to be taken.
I guess I'll check upstairs then. Nothing going on upstairs? Or
Looking up, it just looks like it leads into the silos. It looks like they were preparing to go up to administer the vials into the top of the silo to let it kind of soak in from the top down.
Mm-hmm.
But they had just gotten here to get the vials prepared. Yeah, and looking around, the only thing that seems to be in the vicinity are the bodies with what little remains there are, the bones, the robes, and what looks like old, very ancient scimitars.
Well, depending on how many of them there are, we should probably be worried about other potential targets attacked at the same time.
Yeah, that sounds like a reasonable concern.
Where's the guy that came with us? Is he waiting outside?
Yeah, he as soon as the fighting sounds died down, he would come in and he's like, sees the bodies, like, yeah, yes, these are the operatives that had been risen when I performed the ritual. Though this isn't all of them that I saw, so you should be on alert. Come if you don't need anything here, we should make our way into the sewers to find the informant.
Are there more grain stores?
This is the only one in the area that had the district that is a backup storage facility. I don't think, like, I don't know that there's any others that, like, at the moment that could be attacked, because this is the one that also was indicated by the lights, and you didn't see any other lights going off. So it looked like there was a communication thing that they were alerting other things that they were getting ready to poison the silos.
Guy couldn't find a nice back alley somewhere, so he's in the sewers, you say?
Well, if you know anything about Absalom, you know the
It's
sewers
puddles.
are quite expansive.
Is
you don't
that
want to be found.
Are the sewers part of the puddles?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
They're known as the siphons. You'll see more as we come. And he begins to lead you out. Unless anyone has anything they want to do here before they leave.
And if this is any indication, we ain't got much time to kill looking for this guy before he tries to kill us all.
Nope. I'm done here, so let's keep moving.
So you all make your way out. He begins to lead you towards a sewer grate that is... like when I say grate, this is like one of the ones that's closer to the water side, so it's like full body that just kind of swings open.
When you say great, you mean kind of mediocre.
Nice. But yeah, this is a very waterlogged labyrinth of flooded tunnels. He leads you through, seemingly knowing the way. You see outside of what looks like a almost half rotted wooden door. There are two guards. I hit a button.
Oh no!
Run away!
Yargos turns to the group of you. He's like, "Now I should warn. Grandmaster Torch is very powerful and has many friends and bodyguards. It'd be wise to keep your weapons sheathed. Is all I'm saying."
Mm-hmm.
Why would we attack him?
And he's like, "Yes, come." And he's like, he goes to the guard. He's like, "We're here to see Grandmaster Torch. We have some matters of great import." And the guards kind of look at him, kind of look at a lot of you. Just kind of gives a nod and a thumbs to go in. Opening the door, you enter, and as you approach, you instantly see why and who Grandmaster Torch is. He seems to be a soft-spoken man as you enter. He's like, "Oh, hello, come into my domain. You have business, yes?" And you notice that all but like maybe part of his face and one of his arms is entirely covered in horrible burn scars. He lounges in what looks like a shallow pool of pristine, clear water as two serving women gently scoop the water and pour it over his partially charred body. To the sides of him, two heavily armored half-orc bodyguards remain close at hand. Grandmaster Torch introduces himself. Yargos introduces the group of you. And Yargos is like, "We're looking to see where Nessien might be." It's like, "Oh yes, is this what you all come for?" The leader of the Warhounders. It's like, yes, the upstart Nessien has carved out quite a new base of operations. But it's little... I don't really like to divulge such potential future underworld leaders. It'll be quite a steep price. I imagine I could part with it for 6,000 gold.
I am sure that if not the honor, then the professional courtesy of the underworld bears that, but We did just come from stopping his people, for lack of a better term, poisoning the food supply in the city. And while I'm sure a man of means such as yourself could easily ride out hard times, no one likes to pay more than they have to. So, he's at least a threat to your pocketbook.
I suspected we've saved you much more than that.
Good servants are hard to find.
I'll allow Kenneth. You can go ahead and make a diplomacy. The other two of you that spoke up could use a diplomacy to try to aid if you wish.
Yep.
Yeah, -1. I need that aid.
Miro does not aid. Hazen does aid.
And he probably should have gone first. But hey, 17, I guess.
I mean, you did the most of the speaking, so I was going with you as the forerunner.
Yeah, I mean, it was my blunt pointing out that, but hey.
He kind of thinks on it for a moment. It's like, you do make some good points, but I'm unwilling to just give the information. But I have an idea. You seem like a crafty bunch. I can tell by the group of you and the way you all kind of mingle, but it's different. You're Pathfinders, yes?
Hey.
Well, I have recently come into possession of a series of safes. Unfortunately, the safe cracker I employ has turned out to be quite useless. If you can coax even 3 of the 5 safes open, I could be persuaded to disclose Nessien's location and just dispense with my regular fee entirely. The chests themselves are remarkably unique. I have a suspicion that the chests themselves might be worth more than their contents, so I'd rather you didn't smash them open. So if you wish to examine them, I could be willing to part with the information.
Oh, I'm interested. I have been known to be able to figure out a puzzle from time to time, but how about a counteroffer? If you think the safes are worth more than what's in them, how about we split what's in them, you keep the saves, and we get the information?
Oh, my friend, you came to me during a seller's market. I'm unfortunately not willing to part with what might be in the safes.
Then we'll simply leave and let you bear whatever costs our grain poisoning friend puts upon you. Can I do an intimidate for that?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me an intimidate.
I'm actually good at this.
You're
Occasionally.
above average.
I've got a +6. Come on.
I don't know.
He thinks on it for a moment. It's like, a man of my means, I have quite a lot of food to eat other than the grains, and you already so eagerly gave me the information that I should be wary of said grains. So, in my mind, you've already given me the information for free. I, however, will not just divulge all the information I have for no fee. It is a very easy job as long as you're as knowledgeable as Pathfinders I've worked with before are. Shouldn't be any problem for you.
How about, diplomacy for this. If I open 3 of them for you, as you've requested, if I can get any others open, we get 25% of what's in it.
Go ahead and roll me diplomacy. That's not bad. Tell you what, if you can manage to open up all of the boxes, I will let you have your pick of one of the items.
And you'll give us the information we need.
I like you already. Yes, I will also give you the information you need.
Deal. However, if we can only open 3 of them, you'll still give us the information. We just don't profit from anything, right?
Of course, I already promised that, but there's no profit in if you can only finish that job halfway.
Good deal. And he'll be taking off his leather armor.
Speaking of, what happened to the last guy? You just fail and leave, or
Well, let's just say he's operating on a few less digits.
right?
But I've had him an employee for quite a few years, and he has failed me many a times. I assure you, you will be leaving here with all of your fingers attached.
So the boxes didn't take him off him.
Of course not. I wouldn't subject him to such travesties of a finger-eating box. Kind of gives a small chuckle.
Well, there's that at least. Right, Hazen.
So one of his guards leads you to a side room as you're leaving. He's like, "Oh, one more thing. I have my diviner warn me if any of you cross me and steal my contents, and if you do, there will be repercussions." And he kind of gives you a wink.
Oh, sir, please think of me better than that. Umbra, do you have any ability to help with?
I do have guidance. That's Spirit's guide you.
I could use a second set of eyes.
Be aware, not all of these will be opened by traditional means. And as he's like, you'll see what I mean when you get there. And as you're
Well, then let's all go.
you're led into the room proper, and you see 5 chests. You see one chest. The lock of this iron cask contains a laughing devil's head. You see a red box that has been inset with a trio of golden faces. The first appears to be stern, the second angry, and the third fumes with hatred. You see another chest with a lid of the stone. The lid of the stone chest is covered with a relief of carved ivory. You see another chest that is sealed stone with no visible locks or hinges. No decoration or writing of any kind can be found. And then you see a strange stylized writing wrapping around this rectangular chest. Stranger still are there 10 small pores that run along the box's lid. So whichever one you wish to start with first.
All right.
Those are some fancy boxes.
You said the ivory has a keyhole.
The ivory one. Did I say anything about ivory?
You said
You
ivory
mentioned,
tusk.
ivory relief or something like that.
Okay. Let me double check which.
I think it was the 4th one.
Yeah. I said ivy.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, it's like covered with a relief. It's covered with a relief of a carved ivy. I think I just missaid it.
Oh, ivy. Okay.
Does it have any kind of visible keyhole?
Roll me a
Do a perception. Yeah, perception. Make sure it doesn't have any traps. Oh, it looks good. All right.
Give me 1 second.
That was 11 for traps on it.
Sorry, give me 1 second.
Sorry, everyone. I just became poison ivy.
There's supposed to be a handout with this, but it didn't include it. So give me 1 second, guys. I have to go. If you guys need water right now would probably be a good time.
Yeah, I'll take a bio.
Yeah.
Also, whatever the hell Michael's dragging across his desk.
A body.
Yes.
Oh, buddy, don't put that on your desk.
That doesn't help me. That handout was in Italian.
You don't speak Italy's?
No.
I'm back.
Do you have language Italian on your sheet?
I definitely do not.
Dang, looks like we can't use that one, Richard.
Honestly, if I can't find it before everyone's back, I'm probably just going to give you this one for free. Because they say to check the handout, but they don't give you the handout.
Genius.
Really upping the difficulty of the puzzle, aren't they?
Right?
When in doubt, I think you said this one has a keyhole, so you could just have them do a regular disable device check.
Probably what I'm going to have. That's so dumb, though, that they don't include the handout in the PDF.
Is there not a handout section at the bottom?
Nope.
I'm back if I was last.
Does it give you a handout number?
It's called Player Handout 1. And I looked at the entire PDF just now, and I looked through online, and I couldn't find it.
I was going to say, if I would just give it a Google. Then,
Yeah.
But
So I'm just going to go ahead and have you for this one. Just go ahead and make a traditional disable device.
All right, with guidance.
Yeah, guidance.
So +1 to this.
You kind of jimmy it a little bit, and it pops open. This one apparently was easy because the fucking people who made this PDF are garbage. Apparently there was supposed to be a riddle involved with this one, and if you speak the answer, which is apparently dove, the vault pops open.
Well, luckily we didn't have it because I wouldn't have gotten the riddle. But I've got all you guys with me, so we'll figure out
what
the next.
has wings and flies and
Is
Also-
white.
rhymes with shove?
And is also soap.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what does a bird and soap have in common?
So there's a collection of what seems to be about 40 different incense, like rare incenses, along with a book. If like skimming through, it's a book of instructions. If burned in the proper combination, the incense collection can replicate a single use of the item incense of meditation.
Yeah, I'm not messing with any of his stuff. Let's just open his cases.
Yeah, let's check out the other ones then.
Yeah, what
so-
was number 5?
Number 5 was a stylized wraps around this rectangular chest. There is 10 small pores that run along the box's lid.
All right. Does
Another perception check if you wish to.
Yep.
I think we said we were all going up here anyways, right?
Yep.
I'll go ahead and give it a perception.
Or I asked you all to come after I realized that he said that it's not normal locks.
Looking at the anyone who rolls above a 10 can notice that as you're looking at, there is a hidden panel on one side of the box, but as you look around, there's seem to be no way to open it. You look at it and you see strange lettering on the box, and it looks like almost like sheet music. If anyone wants to make a either a performance or a linguistics, or like no, you have bardic knowledge checks, so
I can make one.
It's a pretty low DC.
I can't read music. Never have been able to.
Which is funny
That's why
because
I'm
you
not a
totally
bard.
passed. So you actually do read it.
Let's
You're
see. Here we go.
anyone
Fingers
who
crossed.
gets a
8.
Anyone who gets above a 7 on this realizes that the pores on the safe are actually openings of a simple wind instrument that have been built into the safe. You surmise that blowing into the proper combination will replicate and if you can replicate the song that is listed on the side of the chest itself, will cause this thing to open. So if you was to try to open this one, it would require a performance check to open it. This one would be higher than the 7.
Does anyone have any innate ability at playing instruments?
I can't even play a regular instrument, let alone a box.
I can certainly try.
I
think I remember being taught something about music.
Me? That would
Let's see. You have a
actually
plus.
read
I
it.
think your +2 might be the best though, Jason.
Okay.
I have a plus.
I do have a +4.
Oh yeah, you.
Oh, well, give it a toot then. All you have to do is follow these here, and I'm going to show you and give you aid.
I'll allow you to do a performance aid by trying to get him
show
to
him how to
time.
read the music there.
So you do aid.
Okay, and that's a +2, and I'll use guidance on myself for additional +1. So +3. Give it a shot. Ooh, didn't roll well.
So yeah, you are able to you play the wind instrument that's built into this chest, and as you play, the hidden panel on the side pops open. Inside is a collection of scrolls. Looking at them, they look like some kind of symphony written by somebody.
Don't touch. Don't let it fall apart. A lot of dumb notes, only important to some very rich people.
So all that remains is a smooth chest that seems to have no hinges or locks visible, no decoration or writing. There is a chest with a lock that the lock itself looks like just a laughing devil's head. And then there's a box with 3 faces.
Let's go with the laughing devil's head. Miro would take interest.
Yeah. Perception's all around.
All right.
Okay, so Miro and Hazen, you notice as you look around on it, you turn it in both. The devil's head seems like it can be turned in both directions, like a combination lock, but without numbers to act as a guide. This one will require a disable device check, though there is there are ways to go about it easier. Though I don't want to give it away without you figuring it out on your own.
Yeah. So
are we able to try combinations? I mean, I'm guessing because the other guy tried, right?
Yeah, that's basically what the disable device roll would be. Is you trying combinations?
Well, Miro would just try 666 first of all. I don't know how many combinations there are.
There is no numbers on the thing. Is what the thing is. The head spins, but there is no like locks or indicators of where it would stop.
Do you like push it in to enter the combination, or?
It just looks like the devil's head that makes the lock just spins left and right, like a combination lock, but there's no numbers, no like dashes to indicate where you would stop it to do the lock. It's just
maybe put your ear to it, see if it makes some sort of sound when it hits that sweet spot.
I'd also recommend to always stare at a devil's face to see when that laughing devil changes his expression. You might be on the right path or the wrong path.
Anyways, you should probably give a disable device.
Yeah, here, why don't I turn it and we all look at his face to see if his expression changes.
And be one magic box.
And so he's going to start turning it one direction to see if it changes.
Roll a disable device. Oh, damn. Yeah, you're kind of just twisting it around. You're just like fiddling with it, but you just somehow land on the perfect combination of twists, and it unlocks in the first go.
There.
Now what's inside this one?
Inside, there is what looks like another scroll that has the writing on the outside. It says the inward-facing circle with the name Cognaris the Racker. Those of you from Cheliax would recognize this as a famed Chelish devil binder.
Oh, I want this.
Alongside it is another scroll of the spell Bless.
Well, if we get them all open, we get to pick an item. Is that worth a good amount?
Could I roll something to know, or do what I just know how much it's worth?
You could do either a praise or a knowledge history.
No, let me see what I got. Knowledge or a praise. Well, they're the same. So.
You don't know how
bonus, right? You want to roll a 1d20 before that.
You don't know how much it's worth, but you know that the guy is a very famed devil binder, so the fact that it's there is promising of what it's worth. You'd probably have to knows more about it.
Mira would say that in Cheliax, devil binding is a very valuable skill, and that I recognize the name.
This would be easier to sell off than 40 vials of whatever that incense was, so we'll keep it in
certain
mind.
Places.
We'll keep it in mind.
All that remains is the smooth stone chest and the box with 3 golden faces.
We'll go 3 gold faces.
Yep. It is a red box with an inset trio of golden faces. One appears to be stern, the second angry, the third fumes with hatred.
Give it a perception. Very low.
Let's see. Perception 11, 8. The 11 and 14 both will work as you look over it. Go ahead, and anyone who rolled higher than a 10 on the perception, go ahead and roll me a sense motive.
Ooh. Yeah. I'm really good at perception, but not so much anything else.
You're not quite sure how this works.
Alex, will you take a look?
Can Umbra try staring it down, like intimidate it just by...
If you want, yeah. Oh, damn. Like, as you're calling Alex over there, you just see Umbra's just kind of staring at it, like, quietly, kind of just blankly for a second. And Umbra, you just do that cat thing where you open your mouth and, like, full-on hiss angrily and everything at it. You see the guard that's been watching you guys kind of take a step back, and the box itself click, and swings the top open.
Oh, that's a neat trick.
Inside, you see a collection of stone miniatures from a Viking army. It seems to be like a Viking side of basically like a chessboard kind of game that seems to come from most likely the land of the Linorm Kings.
All right, Loki, what made you think to do that?
Honestly, the images on it seem to be progressing to anger, so meet anger with anger, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe that worked.
Sounds good.
Well, the natural 20 too. I mean, damn.
Yeah, right.
And the last one is the smooth stone chest with no visible indication of anything whatsoever.
This will be smooth and easy. Let's take a look.
Give it a good old perception. It's a 17.
Honestly, it just looks completely sealed. You don't see how this is a chest. It honestly just looks like carved wood, a stone to resemble a chest shape.
Try to pull it open.
It doesn't seem like there's any way to pull it open. You look at it for time, and you wiggle it, and it just seems solid.
You guys got a knife?
No, he doesn't want us to break him open. Alex, you take a
I
look.
just want to see if I can jimmy something in between there, if it even opens.
Between what?
It's smooth.
Solid.
There is it looks like there's a clear lid and box, right?
No,
No.
it's solid. It just
Oh,
looks
it's
like
solid all the way through? Okay.
yeah. There's no lid or anything. It just looks like this completely sealed shut, and it doesn't even look like there's ever been a chest lid on it.
Just looks
I don't know how else
like
you
a
open
cube.
this thing.
It just looks like a rectangle of stone.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything. I take off my gloves and I guess I'll run my fingers along the edges. Maybe.
Feels smooth.
Let me roll a knowledge arcana to see if there's anything magical about this. Would that be applicable?
Yeah, Umbra will go ahead and use Detect Magic on it.
It does detect as magic. With that DC of you do know it's probably some kind of magical effect. With that knowledge arcana, so I'll allow people to make a will save at this point, as you kind of piece together that there's something magical about it. Miro, you're certain this is some kind of illusionary magic. You're like, there's no way that someone could just seal a box with no seams, and you just grab it and
Okay.
you let your just natural instincts of rage just take over, and you just grab it and you lift like you're lifting a normal chest, and it just opens up. It turns out there was a lid all along. It was just an illusion put in place.
Okay.
Inside is what looks to be material components for spells. Like you see hair from a cat, you see fucking charcoal, you see just general stuff, bat guano for fire spells.
Yeah. That's
Well,
kind
it's
of a
clear to me
disappointment.
which one of these we want to take.
Yeah, not sure I want to let you have it though. But we need that information, and I don't feel in the market for enemies at the moment.
Well, if it's valuable, we can all sell it and split it up.
What about you, Umbra? Do you have any opinions on which of these we should take? Loki, if you're muted. Okay.
None of them really stood out to me, so I do not care.
At that point, I guess if there are no detractors, Mira will.
Nope, don't take it yet. We need to go back to our host first.
Isn't he here? I thought he was watching.
No,
us.
the guard is watching.
Okay.
The guard doesn't want us to touch anything.
Yeah, going back to the room, you see the Grandmaster still in his pool being bathed.
Now that is the life.
He's like, so from the look of the guard, and it looks like you have been successful. Did you manage to open some of them?
Hazen looks at the guard like, how the fuck can he tell what he knows?
We managed to open all of them, yes.
The guard kind of looks at you, he's like, I gave him a nod.
It was a good nod.
I was like, well, color me surprised. Very well, I'm a man of my word. You may have one item of your choice. And then, as gesture of good faith from an informant to the society, and he snaps his finger, and one of his serving women that is bathing him kind of walks over to you, each with a small baggie. Each one of them, he hands one to each of you. Each one is 100 gold pieces.
Dime bags.
He's like, these are for you for your most professional courtesy. And this brings us back to Nessien's lair. He is in a location known as the Pyramid of the Dog. It is a half-collapsed siege tower just outside of Absalom. He makes his home there, and you can identify which one it is by the stench of dog as you approach.
Feel like we could have done that on our own, but all right. Deal's a deal. And
Well, either way,
you did compensate us well.
Well, thank you for the information. And the item that we've decided on is the scroll contained within the Devil's Head chest.
Very well. You may take it at your illusion. He snaps his finger, and the guard returns to the room and brings out the scroll. Kind of puts it in a small scroll case, and hands it to you.
Right.
Now, if our business here is finished, I believe your friend there would wish to hasten you all to this pyramid. It seems you're in a race of time against Nessien, and I think I've wasted enough of yours.
Aye, we need to be moseying on. Come on.
Though it was good to meet you, maybe one day we could come back, or I could come back, and we could hang out, and maybe I could get to know or a bath. Yeah.
Please see your exit out of here.
Goodbye.
I guess we should wait until most of the conflicts are out of the way before I discuss other things. So yeah, let's keep going.
Mm-hmm. You make your way towards what is known as the Pyramid of the Dog. Scrolling. Keep it fucking scrolling.
Rawhide through Absalom's weather, desert bent to hell, yeah. Wishing my girl was by my side.
You get a free hero point for that one.
Thank you.
But yeah, you do make your way out of the town. You begin to hear as you exit the sound of organ music playing in the nearby cathedral. As Yargos is like, that's one of the signals. They're going to start the process soon. They're going to signal for the rest of the Black Echelon operatives to come from the sea. We have to hurry. And
shouldn't we attack the other signal fires before they make more signals?
If we can get the book from Nessien, we can stop all this before they go through the entire thing.
Yeah, all this that he hasn't already sent people to do. But yeah,
if we have the book, we have the signals to stop it cold turkey.
We won't be able to stop them all, so we might as well stop it at its source.
Let's go crash a church.
Whatever happens while we're doing that is out of our hands, sadly.
But yeah, he's like, we have he like listens to the organ. We have maybe half hour before the Ghost Armada reaches the shoreline and the Silent Tide begins. We need to find that code book and activate the abort code. But yeah, he leads you towards where the information you got towards, and you see what looks like about 4 ancient battered siege towers, 3 of which have collapsed inward towards the largest, forming almost like a teepee-like wreck. Each leaning tower bears a makeshift guardhouse, providing an excellent vantage point. Though you're not sure how many people are inside. As well as the center tower itself is rather large. I can actually just go ahead and bring you into the lair.
I'm still injured, aren't I?
Yeah, you're 14 of 23.
Yeah, could anyone have healed me before we enter the... I don't know what capabilities we all have, but...
That'd be up to
Yeah.
Loki. I think he's the only spellcaster besides you.
Sorry, what was that?
Yeah,
I'm injured, and I was wondering if you could heal me before we could went into the next encounter.
Yeah. I got 2 more spells I could cast. So do you just want one of the 2?
Yeah, just give me one of the 2 and save it for whoever ends up getting injured in this next encounter.
Also, I'm gonna put my armor back on before we go.
Yeah, it's just I've also got a low AC as a thing, and I was saving my rages for counters where I would need them.
That's okay. You're gonna die.
If we had any experience with our barbarians,
Yes.
they always die or get ushered off screen really fast.
That's kind of the nature of a barbarian.
Right.
Though. Barbarians aren't meant to live there.
That's why I really like Path of the Zealot Barbarian in 5e. After you get to a certain level, even if you die, you keep fighting until your rage ends.
What?
And then it's free to revive.
That's nice.
Like if you have to be revived as a Path of the Zealot, it costs no material components. They're like, oh, you're not done yet. Get the fuck up.
Huh. Cleric's always like, you owe me 10,000 gold pieces.
All right. Are we rolling initiative?
Well, I'm right here so you can see it, but you basically can decide your plan of attack as you're approaching.
Okay. Let's decide how we're doing this.
You do see the dog that looks like to be on a tether outside, even from a distance. You see the 3 towers that make up the leaning against the central tower. That look like they have guardhouses on top.
I'm not much of a strategist myself.
I could maybe sneak in.
Yeah, if you want to go ahead. Time is of the essence, though. So, kicking
My
doors.
preferred method is kicking in the door.
Yeah.
I can always let you kick in doors and I'll sneak behind them. You go first.
All right.
I really don't know what a sand person sounds like from Osira, so just all over the place.
Did you wanna look around and see if there are doors to the side or anything you could enter through before I kick down the door?
No, I think it'd be best if we stay together.
All right.
Like y'all said, time is of the essence, and we seem to be better together than apart.
Yeah, I will start rolling up some initiatives as you're approaching. Then, if you're just going to take it to the mean streets here.
But I always hate the stealth missions and FPSs. I'd much rather just pray and spray.
I think it'd be fun to do some stealth in Pathfinder. The problem is usually you got the
You have to build a party
characters.
for it.
Yeah.
Stealth
really
is
get
optional
it.
for this mission.
Yes, there you go. All objectives can be completed without stealth.
We did a little bit of stealth last time in Rise of the Rune Lords, and it worked out pretty well.
Yep. It really just depends on the party, really. Like, there's some parties that stealth is just out the window.
Mm-hmm.
Others, it's kind of like a split the party situation. And then there's some that are just sneaky fucks.
Yeah,
Yep.
for this barbarian, I intentionally went light armor in case we wanted to do any stealth or anything, because I didn't want armor penalties.
I mean, look at, other than Nastarima and our Way of the Wicked group, at the end of it, we were all pretty fucking stealthy.
Oh, yeah.
And especially since we do the 5th level teamwork feat, we can always do stealth synergy to instantly get a cooperative stealthy group.
Oh,
All
that's a really good thing to remember.
I
'Cause
rolled
just
a...
whoever rolls the highest, everyone gets that roll.
Yeah, I think they add their own modifiers, but yeah, they take the
But
highest
they
roll.
get, they get the highest die.
Yeah,
I
that's
rolled
like
a
cheating.
hefty 10, so I don't know what you guys want to do.
What was that?
I just rolled a 10, and I said I was going to break down the door, so I don't know what you guys want to do on your turns, because we just got everything
Oh,
down.
yeah. Run up here and break down the goddamn door.
Let's
So we
go.
want to just skip to his turn?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
Guessing that this door, though, is one of those decrepit siege towers that it said.
Yeah.
So it might not go anywhere.
That door is actually It is ground level, but it is on the one of the siege towers that is leaning against the main one.
Oh, so
Yeah, without an overhead shot, I can't really understand, but I get it. So I think they're
so is that the door we're going to enter through or not?
Yeah, here,
3 towers.
give me a
leaning
second.
against-
I'm gonna move you guys, and I'm gonna just turn on regular Fog of War, so I can give you the setup. Because it's hard to you guys could have circled this place and stuff. So
You described it well with 3 leaning against 1 like a TP, but
give me 1 second, guys.
it feels like we're going pretty fast.
Yeah.
Don't slow the train down.
Like I said, these society games are pretty quick.
Yeah. It's fun. I can see how this would work if you just got randos together and we're like, hey, here we go. Y'all get to roll some dice and kill some shit and take out a lot of frustration. Until the barbarian dies.
Okay, so now I'm
sure
gonna
I'll be
take you guys
fine.
back over.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So that's the general layout: the 3 towers, and then the 1. And technically, I am gonna move you guys because you would have been coming from the north of this map. So I'll put you up here, and you guys can place yourselves however otherwise.
All right, should we just go on initiative?
Are these towers disconnected and leaning, or does it look like they're one building?
They were 4 separate buildings originally.
Okay, so it's unlikely that if we enter through this, there's a door that will take us into the main building, right? I'm asking the party members.
You can't imagine there would be, but you don't know for sure.
I think, like Alex said, we need to look around for a way into the middle tower.
Well, it looks like there's one to the south.
How can you see there?
We circled around it. We've already
Also
established
sounded
we
like there
circled
were
around the building.
guards, probably.
Because before the giant hand from the sky moved us, we were right over here.
Well, in any case, I'm going to start making my way down there, if that's the place we want to go. So,
Are these just rocky outcrops?
Yes.
Are there any windows up in the towers? Like arrow slots that we need to...
There are definitely arrow slots on every part of the siege tower.
All right, hold near the tower.
It looks like anyone who's in the siege tower can fire upon anyone outside the siege towers.
Hold near the tower so they can't fire down on us.
okay, that was 40 feet. I will, I guess, go along with the tower walls now that I've heard that. And that's the end of my turn. That was a double move.
Upon approaching the tower, you do start to hear some call outs from above, calling out for intruders. Since you guys didn't roll stealth, I just rolled a perception for everybody as a whole, so they do know you're coming. As they are on guard. Umbra.
Going to follow suit. Trying to keep close to avoid the arrow slits. And yeah, that'll be it.
Okay. Aizen.
Hearing them moving, could I stealth now?
If you wish, yeah. Though,
And then what
if
is
you were
moving?
wishing to stealth, we could say that you were behind one of these boulders,
Okay.
so you can at least acknowledge that you're like hiding.
What
you
does
start there.
how much can you move when you're stealthed?
You have to move at
Half.
half speed.
Okay, so if I double move, I can move 30 feet.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, sexy stealth there. And I'll just sneak up here since none of them know I'm here.
One of them is crouch running. Shoot them first.
Hey, one of them's holding a bush in front of his face.
Okay. Here's some commotion from up above.
Quick, get the Naruto runner.
God, that kind of looks like he's got a club with a dog on the end of it.
Club of dog.
He's gonna hound us to death.
I call it the pug mugger. Yeah, making sure you can see this aura as you see a fog cloud begin to stretch. I will say you can't see it on, like, the fog doesn't reach to these areas here
So it's not
because
going
it's blocked
through
by
the
walls. Yeah, it doesn't go through the ball. It's just coming out, but you can kind of see it at the edges right here. So basically, once you're past where Miro is, you'll be in the fog.
Fog, man.
Alex,
Right, well. Guess I will charge the door here. Don't know how far away I would have started, but I'll probably get it open.
mm-hmm. We reveal.
Alex, I'm trying to be quiet.
As like you're open the door and you see getting ready to kind of poke his arrow out of the slit, you see the guy kind of turn to you like, oh shit.
Hi there.
Didn't expect somebody to just walk in on me.
Yeah. I'm going to draw my sword and
Steve was supposed to like that. Damn it.
God damn it, Steve. What kind of rapper name is Steve? Dog begins to bark.
Now Steve Dog. That's a rapper name.
Dog begins to bark because he can't see anything in this fog.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, it's creepy, spooky skeleton fog.
An arrow comes flying out of this one at Hazen.
How did they detect me?
16.
I think that misses. Yes, miss.
It manages to like ping against the wall of the building.
They can't see me.
Is deflected by his stern pecs.
This one comes up with his brass knuckles and going to swing at Alex.
Just deflected with my shield.
Yep. One shy each time. And then, let's see. That's all of them. Mira.
You don't suppose you got another trick up your sleeve for dealing with this one, Umbra?
Same trick as last time.
Yeah, you guys. The skeleton,
right.
I assume, is on the ground floor on the other side of the tower. So, don't know if you've actually seen it yet.
No, we've
Did
seen
we
the
decide
smoke. So
Yeah.
Are we doing held actions? I don't.
You can hold an action. You can't hold your whole turn, though.
Okay. And then I will. What do I want to do? Let's go ahead and go over here and open up this door.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just FYI, like the fog doesn't obscure your vision to where you can't see, but it obscures enough to where, like, ranged weapons and attacks from a certain reach will have missed chances.
But I'm guessing this entire room doesn't have the fog in it.
It does not.
Or unless it was seeping in.
Like as you open the door, it begins to seep in, but it won't happen until basically the next time the undead have an action have a turn.
So what is opening the door? Is that a move?
I'll consider that part of your move action.
Okay. So could I complete my move then, or would I have to use another
you can
move?
complete your move.
Okay. For some reason, it's not letting me move my Skype window to see if that fixes it. No, for some reason, it's not letting me pull my character through the door.
Oh, hold on. I was gonna have that dynamic lighting, and it just restricts movement. So you should be good now.
Yeah, I'm good. All right. And gonna take a swing on this guy. Power attack.
It's good to know that you can do that even without the dynamic lighting on, though, because then you can have obstructed areas where people can't go, and you can set up ahead of time. Yep, that kills him. You just like outside Umbra.
You just see a blood splat come out of the arrow hole.
Yeah, Umbra and Hazen. You hear a scream followed by just like blood pouring out of the hole.
Don't worry, it's not my blood.
It is mine now because I took it.
Yes.
Umbra.
So I'm not sure if this is a legal move. Is that were you able to see the path I took?
Like
Right. So I was here. Let me.
Mostly that I think would be suspect, but
Yeah.
yeah, that would be suspect right there.
Okay. So if not, then I shall go. I'll go there. Do I have a sight through the arrow slit here?
Yeah.
I'll.
straight into the fog.
You can just see enough to command undead if that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. So, yeah, I'll use Undead Servitude.
Okay. This will have a. I have to actually look this up real quick. I'm trying to remember their channel resistance is +2 or +4.
I think it's +2, but at least that's what I think I usually see.
Yeah, +4 is only on like vampires and liches and stuff.
I can't find it real quick, so I'm just gonna type in zombie Pathfinder, and whatever the zombie has, it would have the same.
Makes sense.
Zombie, but like, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I accidentally typed in P Finder.
Careful with that.
You don't want to click on those images.
Okay, so yeah, it's a +2 to this thing. So we'll save 16.
That's a failure.
Really? At this level?
DC 18 because I have 15 as a base, but then I have Death Speaker, which adds +2 to my charisma, so that increases by 1. And then I also took an improved channel that adds 2.
Okay, that's what it is. I was gonna say this seems really high for level 2.
Yep.
That makes sense. You invested a lot into it.
Mhm.
Yep, that thing is commanded.
And then he's going to order it to. Can I make out these figures in the fog?
Yeah.
He'll order it to attack the dog. Yeah, definitely attack the dog.
Attack the dog. Definitely
Yeah.
attack the dog.
It is what the cat would do.
Yep.
Actually, hold on a second. I forgot about these things. If an undead creature is under control of another creature, you must make an opposed charisma check.
Oh, okay.
And these things are technically under control of Nessien.
Okay.
So I think you're going to still be able to do it because his charisma is... Yeah, I rolled a 7. Yeah, you're good. Okay. Just double checking. Easy enough. Hazen.
All right, Alex, did you holler out for help or anything?
Nope.
I think you're good.
Yeah, last thing you heard was a guy in medium armor and a shield crashing into a door, and then a guy screaming about how it should have been locked.
Yeah, that's the way it usually goes when you bang down a door. So he's heading over here, not really knowing what's going on in the cloud. He's gonna scan the perimeter. So anyway, he double moved to there.
Gotcha. This guy comes out to here. Looks around, kind of peers through the fog. Like, well, I'll be a son of a bitch. People decided to attack me in my own dojo.
How far can we see through the fog?
You can see through it. It's just things are kind of obscured.
Oh, oops.
So basically, it constitutes a 20% miss chance if you're firing it into the fog. But he's firing outside of the fog, and he's going to target you. As he whistles at his dog, like, Marrow Chomper, new bone toy. Or chew toy, sorry. But yeah.
I've been called a boy toy, but never by one like you, so I'm out of here.
And we'll miss with a 6, because I can't roll for beans.
I mean, I'll sell you beans.
Skeleton's gonna go over here and full attack the doggy. Sickle will miss. Oh no, that'll hit.
I was gonna say that's a big AC on the dog.
And we'll miss with the claw though. As Nessien kind of turns and sees one of his undead servants kind of do this, he's like, "God damn it, they got some voodoo on their side." And
Hoodoo.
he's like, he points at his guy as you say that. He's like, "You do, you take care of this stupid fucking undead," and kind of turns his eyes back to the group, at least the ones he can see, and then you see. I'll just copy this one because I don't want to have to move the fog cloud with him. Oh no, it did it anyway.
Yeah, it'll copy whatever settings he currently has.
Yeah, I know. To use the rest of its movement to get right into the room with you guys.
The targets bring themselves.
Alex.
Yeah, I'll use a free action to challenge this guy to single combat, because that's a thing I can do. And power attack for 12.
Yep, that will miss.
Yeah, oh well.
All I can picture is you just slapping him with the glove as you draw your sword. Okay. Marrow Chomper's turn is going to provoke attack of opportunity because it doesn't know any better. As it's been commanded, it is going to charge Hazen.
Attack of opportunity?
Yep. We'll hit. We'll yelp, but it continues going. If roll 20 would let me edit things. There we go. So it's going to be this attack plus 2 for Hazen to hit. So that's 20.
Yeah, that hits.
And it's going to try to trip you.
That's 8 damage.
Yep. 17 to trip you.
Oh, Yep.
You are prone, my good sir.
Richard's like, how does it feel?
Doesn't feel so good, does it? No, it's fine. I mean, I was the one that made the trip build when I fucking was in Way of the Wicked with my monk, so
Right.
I can't talk shit.
Yeah,
that's
we got
before we
6
realized you can't
command
trip in an
companions
AOO.
in your game that trip everyone all the time.
Mm-hmm. This guy's going to go try to deal with the skeleton. Can't hit a broadside of a barn, though. This one's going to attack Alex with his knuckles.
Wow, actually manages to get through.
Yeah,
But does not confirm.
No. But 4 points of damage. Almost
Yeah.
confirmed, though. I'm surprised I rolled that high on the confirm.
Yep. Yeah, good arm on you.
He like backs up and he's like doing that like boxer shuffle. He's like, "Ha, not so tough now, are you, with your fancy sword and shield?" Final words. I've never heard better.
Mm-hmm.
All
Mira.
right. Going to try to chunky salsa this guy. I guess not, because there's no blood.
Gonna try to turn him into flour.
Yeah. Power attack. To swing, 22 for 17.
Oh yeah. turns into powder. You basically baseball his skull away.
Yeah. Hazen, you can't see through the fog, but a skull does come flying past you at high speed.
Well, he's
Go
on
get
the
it, boy.
floor,
Go
so-
get it. Bitch.
Umbra.
Yeah, I think the dog should make a will save.
He'll instruct the undead that he's commanding to attack his former master. And then, how do natural weapons work as far as multi-attack? So, if I was to move up to him, since I use my move action, I don't get both claws.
You only
I just
get
the
one.
Okay. So then, if
But it's
there's
basically
arrows,
like if you have two, you don't get penalties for them
Mm.
if you were to use both of them versus like
Right.
2-weapon fighting kind of thing.
okay. If there's an arrow slit here, I would like to draw the light crossbow and fire at the dog.
Easy enough. 14 will hit, and that'll drop the dog.
Should have
That's
just.
what you
rolled.
Get up,
get.
Hazen. Our
You just
target's
hear-
within reach.
You just hear Nessien, God damn, I just house broke that one.
That's why you got a cat.
Hazen.
Yeah.
I was going to say it would
Charts.
provoke if you stood up, but he's dead now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, stand up. Guess I can't charge. What's the boot up my ass?
That was your trip side. Like,
Ah.
get it, your boot slipped.
I got it. I like it. All right, he's going to stand up. That's a move action. 5-foot step. Can he draw his crossbow as part of that?
As you're standing up, yeah, it's part of a move action, so standing up is a
Alright.
move action.
And shoot that guy.
Okay. Roll to hit. That would hit. Roll me a D100. If you get below a 20, you miss. Yep, hits him.
In the back.
Or in his face. As he's looking right at you.
In the face.
In the face. Okay, the skeleton's going to get another attack of opportunity. This guy's ignoring it. For 5 points of damage. And is going to charge you, Hazen. As you're the only person in line of sight. 25 to hit for 8
That's a
points of
hit.
damage.
I
As
was,
the
asking,
flail just swings and smacks you across the face.
I was asking before. This guy's talking like he's the boss, right?
Yes.
We don't know what he looks like, but
That's the best you got.
Says the coward is barely standing. Okay, this one's going to provoke as he goes after his former master.
Mhm.
And let's see. Attack of opportunity from the one. There's that button. There we go. Gauntlet. Hey. Does not confirm, but does manage to get a little bit of damage through. And I will say that he moves, but it does not charge or run as per its abilities.
Okay.
So it uses its whole turn to move up to him.
Okay.
Alex. Wait. Yeah, it is your turn.
All right, well, round two. Another hard swing on him.
That one will hit him, and he is staggered at 0. That all you got?
Do that little sword spin.
He's going to try to punch you with his last breath. And he misses you and falls to the ground unconscious. He's now at -1.
Yeah, another victory for Alex. Sleep that off and maybe we'll fight again.
Going to go here. As he does, he pulls out his crossbow, and again, not seeing anyone else, he's going to fire at Hazen. 11 will miss him, though. Miro.
I look to Umbra and say, we don't need to keep this guy alive for anything, do we?
Not that I am aware of.
Alright, then try to stay out of my way. Then I'm going to enter my Blood Rage,
Okay.
which I already added as a buff, so. Woo!
So bloody, so angry.
So ragey.
And then I'm going to charge out. Or actually, from here I could charge and get flanking.
Yeah, I'll move the dog, but yeah. You can easily get the flank in there.
Right. I'm also going to use my Hell Strike, which will add 1d6 to the damage I do.
Nice.
Yeah, 1d6 fire damage.
Fire,
1d.
you say?
Yeah, it's fire.
Yeah, it's fire damage.
From hell, you say?
Oh, why did it?
Mhm.
Is there a reason it made my attack lower?
Did you?
I don't think I put anything on the Blood Rage. Let me look at that real quick. +4 strength, +4 con, +2 will, -2 AC. Weird.
Yeah, I'm gonna peek at your Blood Rage real quick, because sometimes. Yeah, no, it should be fine.
Yeah, but it's giving me.
No, it gives it a +8 instead of a +6.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're right. Okay. That is.
You're just still
flanking.
thinking on those when you added strength twice on accident.
Oh no, I was factoring in the flanking that I hadn't put in there yet for some reason. I got
gotcha.
mixed up.
17 will hit for massive damage. This guy is heavily wounded. Still up, but very wounded.
He is right now. Miro is set alight with blue hellfire. Let's see,
I'm picturing Hades from Hercules movie.
Oh, definitely.
Even voiced by the same guy, because that guy will voice anything. Umbra, you're up.
All right. Yeah, we'll come out and move there and take a slash at him with a claw. Only the first attack. 12 for 4. Okay. And
What has become our punching bag?
and he'll order this guy to stay course. So yeah, he'll continue attacking.
Gotcha. Hazen.
This is gonna hurt you more than it's gonna hurt me. Say goodbye.
That hits for 7.
Oh, that's terrible damage.
Do you have sneak attack? Is it
It's
flanking?
in there.
Oh, okay.
I rolled a
Yeah.
2 and a 1.
Yeah, he's still up.
Famous last words.
Yeah, he's going to try to reduce the numbers here.
I just
And
kept
let me
you
look up,
alive.
let me look up a feat real
Again.
quick.
Land of Assyrian does not go down so easily.
Okay, so what's your wisdom modifier?
Flat wisdom is 0, but he has Iron Will feat, so he has +2 to his will save.
Okay, so this is a wisdom modifier specifically because he's going to use his improved feint ability.
Okay.
The bluff is against a DC of 10 plus your BAB plus your wisdom modifier. So that your base attack bonus I think is 1 right now, so he's looking to get an 11. That is good. So this, I believe, just does not. It makes you flat-footed against his attack.
Yep. Does he have 2 attacks?
No. And this is a move action to do. So 12.
He has improved bluff.
Yes. Improved
feint. That'll do it.
So you take 4 damage as you're down to -1.
No, he kneels, then lays.
You fall backward, T-posing on the ground.
I shall return.
Sickle will miss. Claw will miss against Nessien. This is Alex's turn.
Mm-hmm. So this is fucking on 20. So I guess I will double move to there. And that is all I can do for the moment.
Gotcha. This guy's going to ignore Umbra right now to go 5 foot and pull out his sap. And is going to try to smack Miro in the back.
Likely will be successful.
Maybe not.
Nope. My AC is a 12 right now.
Yeah, these guys are CR 1/2, so.
Yeah. Although I do want to say Alex just turns the corner and sees Hazen splayed out and Miro in his death range.
Mm-hmm.
Miro.
All right, gonna give this guy another 1-2 punch with my Hellfire. I will not get flanking this time, though.
I mean, there's a body across from him.
True.
It's still warm.
That finishes him off. Describe how you finish off Nessien, because with that damage, he is just flat out dead.
Yeah, so like any good barbarian, while he is using his few valuable seconds of life to take out Hazen, he gets a flanking attack from behind, and by the time that first hit connects, the swipes just turn him into chunky salsa. Flaming chunky salsa, because he's on fire.
Yeah, just splatter of gore and gruesome, and I imagine Miro almost in that ragey smile as he just destroys this guy.
In fact, this guy sees Miro slowly turn around with his devilish smile to look at him now.
As Free talking is like, the guy looks over at Umbra, like, Umbra, or he didn't say your name. He's like, sorry, that was my bad. He's like,
how
hey,
do you know me?
Hey, look, man, I was terrified of him. He was forcing us to work for him. I had no beef with you. I will leave right now. There's no harm. You guys did your thing. Like, I'll help you treat your friend's wounds. I mean, just don't kill me, please.
You're asking forgiveness for the wrong person, as he'll just walk on by towards Hazen. And,
Gulp.
And use Cure Light Wounds.
You must be running low on spells now.
That was my last one.
Last one's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
As Hazen, you just pop your eyes back up.
What? Let me at him. I got him.
You just missed him.
The
Like it's
skeleton,
probably all over your shirt.
the skeleton just continues plunging its sickle into Nessien.
Oh God, make it stop.
Making more chunky salsa, as Michael likes to say.
Well, I was going to try and do something awesome, but seeing the guy go down and the other one surrender, Alex just trots up like, well, one of your friends is unconscious in the North Tower. There's a book, wasn't there?
Yeah, Nessien should have it on him. Look, man, I don't want any trouble. And like basically as his action, he's just gonna use the withdraw action so he doesn't provoke, and just begin to back away.
Hey, make him stay where he is. He might have a book on him.
Umbra, make that thing stop stabbing the corpse.
Go catch your friend over there. He would order
All right.
the undead guy.
Okay. Michael, what you doing?
I'm coming out of my rage, which means I will be. What is it? Is it fatigued?
Usually.
Okay,
All right,
so
let me
we'll go
get-
ahead and go out of combat then, as it begins one of those like slapstick comedy running routines as the guy and the ghost are chasing themselves each other around the tower.
So does it fatigued affect what actions you can take?
No, it's
not
just
really. It
minus,
just makes you
minus 2.
have
Yeah,
usually
it just
penalties.
gives you the penalties.
Mhm.
Okay, in that case,
Don't know if you can run and charge with it, but
well, I have a 40-foot movement. You can catch up to this guy easily,
Mhm.
and I'll just catch up to him and grab his collar and say, "Stay where you are."
But the ghost is trying to eat me.
I'm gonna give him an intimidate.
meanwhile, I'm gonna search the corpse for the book.
And then the ghost starts eating
I
him.
feel like there's some hidden bonuses here because I
No,
feel
there is. He stays still. He basically will stay still until the first time that ghost does damage to him, and then he runs off again.
okay.
But it's essentially a running routine before eventually the ghost, having better movement, just eventually kills the guy and comes back to skulk over Umbra. So
If he comes this way to attack him, the most direct route will provoke an attack of opportunity from me anyway, so I'll just kill him.
okay. Either way, not sweating it too much. Your swing is going to destroy anything in this adventure right now. So, but yeah, as you end the fight, looking over Nessien, you do indeed find a book that you were looking for. In addition to a bunch of other things which don't come into play for this little one shot, but if we continue Pathfinder scenario stuff, it basically adds items to the stuff you can buy between adventures for each characters. So let me turn this music off as we go into the narrative at the end. As you're able to indeed grab the book, fucking, I can never remember his name. Yargos flips through the book until he finds the passage he's looking for. He requests whoever wished to help him with it make way to the top of this tower to light the signal fire and with the powder that's stored up there to cause it to spark in different colors, are able to dissipate the signal of, and you see the rolling fog that has been coming in from the ocean towards the bay of Absalom begin to recede, and you see what looks like almost haunting ships begin to retract, almost driving in reverse back out into the fog and dissipating with it.
That is a powerful book.
I believe you said that you were sent to find this book, if any of you would wish to take it.
Yeah,
Indeed.
well, we need to keep it out the wrong hands. I'll snatch it up.
And yeah, though few will be aware of your bravery, you did in fact stop the Silent Tide and save Absalom from a potentially devastating attack. Better still, you brought Nessien and his warhounds to justice. And you have made a friend of Yargos as well as his friends.
Miro would speak up at this point and say, "Well, that is true. We mustn't ignore how this whole thing started. Shouldn't we be turning you into the relevant authority?"
Well, I don't. I had planned to inform the guard of. Look, I'm just a scholar. I didn't mean to do this. I just One thing was, it was just curiosity. I didn't think it was actually going to cause anything. I plan to do as much as I can to make up for my misdeeds, but the guards will probably just think this is just a prank, honestly.
Clap him on the shoulder. Yeah, nothing wrong. We stopped it. Besides, now that he's got folks to watch out for him, I don't think we'll be seeing a repeat of this kind of incident.
No, and if you have a little gold in your pocket, that would go a long way to keep us quiet.
Shoot him a look. Like, yeah.
He does indeed say that he would like to reward you, though he doesn't really have much, as he is a very poor person. But he says whenever you're in the area...
I forgot this was the street rat guy.
Yeah, he says whenever you're ever in the area, he's more than happy to treat you to whatever meager meals he can give you. But you return to the Pathfinder Lodge. You give your statements of what happened. You're each rewarded 267 gold pieces on completion of the mission.
You said how much?
267.
267. Okay.
Yeah, this is the reason why I'm not a big fan of the in-roll 20 character sheets. Is because if you close this game, this guy's gone forever.
I'm not going to close this game. This is going to be open for like whenever I make Pathfinder scenario settings. I'm just going to reuse the game so you can add characters or use the same character. Because in addition, after
Sorry, I was just adding the gold we got total, and it's 420.
Nice. I should have just given you 60. I was gonna say I should have given you 69 silver pieces to go with it then. In addition, record it somewhere on your sheet, probably on just like the bio info thing that's probably empty for most of you. So everyone but Loki's character earns a prestige award for completing the faction missions.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure where to find the weapons.
That's why I described when the undead would drop, they would drop with their weapon cloak and
crap. Okay.
That's why I kept making it. Is everyone done, or can we? Or do we want to move to the theme? I was trying to give you ample opportunity, but
yeah,
it's not a big deal. There's plenty more to come, and next time we have like a 4-person day or 4-player day.
Yeah. What was it called?
Prestige award.
One prestige award.
Yeah. I didn't really stress adding the handouts for it this time, as this is the first time we've done a scenario. But your prestige awards dictate what you can buy basically between adventures. In addition to the stuff you find in an adventure, you can add to the list of things you could buy. Because you don't actually just get the items.
Are we allowed to tell the others what our mission was?
Yeah. Now that it's over, you can...
Well, yours was to get the scroll that we found inside the chest.
Actually, no. That was just an in-character decision.
Mm-hmm.
My thing was to get the skull of one of these undead, which I did in the other building.
Nice.
I was supposed to collect and destroy the weapons that they had. It didn't quite click.
It's all good.
Yeah, mine was simple. I just had to keep the guy alive and tell him that the Eagle Knights were going to help him.
Yeah, Andoran had the easiest mission of all. Mm-hmm. Which, if you guys hadn't gotten good on the initiative in the first round of combat, they were actually going to push them off the edge round 1, and one of you had to jump in and swim to save the people. So then it could have become a bigger issue.
Oh, God, that would have been terrible.
Yeah.
Does anyone have a good swim?
Nope.
So basically what it boils down to is if you they would have pushed them in there, and the guy at the end of the chain has enough strength to keep them up for 1 round. After that, they fall into the water, and you have to go in to swim to save them, and you only have like 3 rounds to save them from the water.
I have a +4 to swim.
And it's a good thing none of you got hit by those sand baler or the grain balers that they tried to do to Loki's character. Mm-hmm. As those did, let me go back to the page, because for level 2, 2d4 points of damage, and if you can't make a strength check the next round, you take another 2d4 points of damage, and it continues until you get out of it.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if you get stuck in there and you have bad strength, you just continue to take the damage until you
Yeah.
can get out.
Or someone else digs you out.
Yep. I mean, someone could actually spend their action and just pull you out.
Or you die.
What I
Very
was
happy
gonna
with my
do-
performance this game. I killed it. That's what early game barbarians do.
Yep.
What I was going to do is if he hadn't died on my next turn coming around that corner, I was going to see if you'd let me like throw my sword up in the air, like if you've ever passed a football to yourself,
Mm-hmm.
then quick draw one of my throwing axes and throw it at him.
Nice.
I would have allowed that, yeah.
I would have figured like a dex, like a flat dex or something.
Yeah.
But if you just plain allow it.
I mean, that's cool. I would have just allowed it because it's fun.
Yeah.
But either way, the guy's dead.
Yeep.
Yeah, especially since you have quick draw.
Yep.
I mean, I drop it, I throw it, I pick it up is so stupid. Quick draw should just be like, I can throw this up in the air, pull that, throw it, and then catch the other one.
If I were to give a little piece of advice, opening up some of the more closed off social interactions, like the one at the beginning,
Yeah.
and just allowing for more of that kind of stuff, where the book probably has it a little bit more closed off because you don't know what players are going to say or do.
I had no way to gauge the speed of how these go, so that's why I was just going by the book. But yeah, like that.
Yeah, doing something like that would probably be able to stretch us out to the full 4 hours.
Oh yeah, the initial scene with the guy giving you the job and everything, stuff like that. I'll definitely do more of next time. Again, I was just trying it by the book and seeing how the length was, so I could adjust it.
Yeah, I think that was smart because that way we came in under our time as opposed to I feel like whenever we do a one shot, we're always almost an hour over.
Yeah. That's what I didn't want to have happen because I had worked a long time today, so I was like, I don't feel like being here until 9. No offense.
Mhm.